Oh yes, I bought more pens. Hello there, welcome back to a new video. I haven't done one of these in a while, but today we're going to swatch these pens in my swatch book. This one, we haven't seen this featured on the channel in a while as well. Probably a full year since the last time I swatched something in here, which were the Languo acrylic brush pens, and I have a full video for those. But I did pretty good on not buying stationery last year after my big purchase at the beginning of the year, so I allowed myself to buy a few pens, and I got 6 packs of pens. Most of them are gel pens with these water-based brush pens, but as you can see, most of them are in gray. We also have red and green, and these are grayscale as well. What can I say? I just love grayscale. This is the same brand that makes my acrylic brush pens, and I really like them for the most part. I have some grievances with the colors, but other than that, they are great. And I saw that they made gel pens. They have the exact sets of the brush pens in gel pen formula. This is the Chinese red, which is one of the new color sets. There were 3, I think. This is one of them, and they do have it in acrylic brush pens, but I just got it in the gel pens because I really liked the red variation. I was worried that these gel pens wouldn't work on black paper. This is the set in the same formula as these. They call it sketch colors, but it's basically the grayscale. And I at first was toying with the idea of getting the full set, but I don't need all of those colors in gel pen, which I will most likely use for headers and borders and such. But I knew I would love some grays. I've been eyeing the ones from Jelly Roll for ages, literally years, but they never go on discount or are reasonably priced, so I never got them. But these were like a couple of bucks, so they were greatly priced. So I got them, but while I was, looking through the listings and such, I found different formulas and different versions, and I couldn't really decide what the difference was. So I got all of them, and I am planning a full video comparing these and talking about the different formulas and uses and such. So today we're just gonna swatch them, but basically this is the well-known gel pen formula. These are acrylic based, so they are more pigmented, and I think these are the largest nib, and this is sort of an in between the two. So I am really glad that I got 3. I think I'm gonna get a great use out of all 3 sets, and I thought it's a safe thing to do, getting them in the same colorway so that I can compare between the sets. And also, really, I didn't really like any of the other colorways for these 2 formulas. For this one, I might get the Maillard, which is like browns. That's interesting. But other than that, I don't really like the colorways because these come in 6 pens, not 9 like the regular gel pens or the brush pens, so they don't have a lot of variations, and they cut out some of my favorite pens, I guess, from each set, or the ones that I will probably find useful. So yeah, we have these 3 sets, and then I got this. Oh, excuse me. I got this because I've been wanting brush pens in grays. This exact set was very intriguing to me. They have other colorways as well, purples, blues, greens, browns, and I'm very interested in getting all of them at some point. I think I'm gonna go completionist for this because it's a smaller number of pens collectively, and I really like some of the colors. They have a beautiful muted sea green, I guess, and then mustard yellow, and the purples are beautiful, and the browns are really nice. But I got the gray set to test it out, and I wish they came in more colors. I could have sworn I've seen this exact same pen brand, whatever, come in 6 colors, but I can no longer find it. I can only find the 3. So I got the gray, and I will probably get more of them in the future. But the beautiful thing about these brush pens is that on the other nib, they are basically a fine liner. They have a very, very fine brush, which is perfect because I have been eyeing the gray fine liners from Unipen. But if I order only those from Amazon, they get a little pricey. So these are a good alternative. And you know, so I will use these, and then maybe in the future I will get that set because I have the brown from the Unipen and I like it, so I think I will like the gray, but for now, yeah. And then I got these two colors. Let me just take a sip of my coffee, please. So I browsed all of the sets and I really resisted the urge of the completionist in me and getting the entire set, having all of the brush pens and then all of the corresponding gel pens. But the logical part of me knew I wouldn't need all of these pens. Granted, I don't need them in brush pen either, but I have them. But yeah, I decided to choose the ones that I'm interested in the most, which other than the black were the browns, but I already have a brown fine liner. And browns, when used as a fine liner, they don't get a lot of variation in my opinion, but these called out to me. First of all, I'm loving red recently and I'm doing a red theme very soon, so hint hint. So I thought this was great, and this is not the lip glazed reds that I have in brush form because those lean towards pink, while here we have some oranges and some really deep red. So I'm really excited about swatching this. And then this is Soda Green series. I cannot remember the name of the forest of the first one. Wow, I accidentally said its name. Forest Greens. That one leaned blue, and I don't really like green when it leans blue unless it is a true bluish green, in which case I love it. But yeah, I prefer for them to lean neutral or yellow, and we have some really great colors, and this specifically is probably my favorite color of green because it's more brown and olive, I guess, toned. So I got this as well. So this is basically the story behind my choices. It's still a little too many gel pens, but you know what? I have pens since before I started bullet journaling, so they will live. And then this is my trusty ring bound swatch book. So I got this system because I use different paper colors each year and I want all of my swatches to be in the same place. So here I have swatches on white paper, cream paper, tan paper, gray paper, and black paper. I will swatch all of these inside my bullet journal, which has sort of a different color of the Kraft paper, but I don't want to cut any pages of this, I don't think. So I will just swatch it inside in the very, very back. But yeah, today we're gonna swatch all of the pens on most of the paper colors, so mainly white, gray, tan, and black. Another thing I want to do is actually number these because these don't have anything that identifies them apart. So it's not so much difficult for the grays or maybe even the greens, but the reds, they are very similar. And I think I'm not gonna know which one is which if they get mixed up or something. So I'm gonna look through my stickers. I have this, which I bought to number my stationery, but I don't fancy the idea of putting such a large sticker on these thin pens, I guess. So I'm gonna look at maybe some of the sets that I used for, you know, some other sets. Basically what I'm saying is ones that I used up and cannot necessarily use again, except I'm missing all of the essential colors, so I'm not sure. I was also thinking about maybe using letters instead, because I have these two, and these two will not give me a full set, but maybe I can use them to letter my pens. Or I was thinking one of the colorways that I'm probably not gonna use, actually. Let me grab that, because now that I'm remembering, there's one specifically that I'm bound to never use. Maybe this neon yellow, but I was thinking this rainbow one, because I don't think I'm gonna ever use rainbows. I think I should do like A through to whatever letter in capitals for one set, in small for the another set, and then I'm not sure what I'm gonna do for the grays. So yeah, I'm gonna use that, and I think I have 2 sheets of it, so I'm bound to have enough of these stickers. All right, I think I want to start with, I guess we can do tan paper since I opened to that page. I'm gonna do these brush pens here, and then the 3 sets of grays here, and then I think I have a separate page for the reds and greens, but I need a brush pen. So I want to get, should I call them vintage brush markers, because it has vintage on the top, on the front here. Okay. Oops. Right. So we're gonna start with the lightest. Oh, I'm not testing this accurately, but I think they don't streak as much when layered. I could be wrong. Lighter colors are a little difficult to judge, and sometimes it's the paper, so I'll have to test this. This is a little streaky, but that's fine. And then the third one is black, which is why I believe there's like a set with 6, but I don't know where that has disappeared to. All right, nice. I'm mostly excited about having the thinner end. And then, so I think we're gonna start acrylic paint gel pens, then the acrylic painting gel pens, and then the sketch colors, I guess. So. Now we are gonna get to swatching. These have the largest nib, and I think they came with the red thing, you know, when you get new gel pens and such, but I removed it because I swatched this for the Discord friends. So I've accidentally switched these. I was feeling like this is not performing like the acrylic gel pens plus, and turns out I mixed the two. This is the one that is plus. Oh, here it is. I was trying to look for it and I didn't find it. So I swatched these, which are the middle ones. I think I'm just gonna swatch over them. That's fine. They're basically the same exact colors. But yeah, I could tell because the nib of those is smaller than the nib of this. So yeah, I'm just gonna go over it and continue as normal. So these pens, sort of like when you press the nib onto the pen, it clicks and paint seeps out basically. So these are very pigmented if I'm gonna fill in large areas or something. Maybe if I'm doing an extra large header. But yeah, these are great because they're basically as pigmented as acrylic pen, but in a finer nib than what acrylic pens usually come in. But now it's time to swatch these, and I'm just gonna leave you with the footage. I have to say that the color match between the different sets is identical. I don't know if you saw, but I fixed an area that I missed in this using the pen of this, and you cannot tell a difference. So the colors match pretty well, and these are all cool grays, by the way. There aren't grays that lean to brown or beige. For the last set, which is the regular gel pens, they have an extra gray and no white, because they sell a separate pack of white gel pens, but I just didn't get them because I was getting a white in the other two and I just wanted the grays. So yeah, just thought I would let you know. But these will take a little bit more time to fill in the square, and they are going to be a little more scratchy and less opaque than the previous two. I'm saying that because, as I mentioned, I swatched these already because I promised I would do so as soon as I got them for my friends on Discord. So I swatched them on black paper, just scribbling, but I wanted to also get official swatches in my swatch book. So yeah. Alright, these are all the gray colors swatched, and I do enjoy the idea of having all of my colorway swatched together so that I can see them, but specifically with grays. So anytime I get a gray set, I think I'm gonna come to these 2 pages to swatch them, with this side being pigmented pens, these being water-based. So yeah, but that doesn't mean I'm gonna pull the grays from every color set I have and swatch them together. I don't think I'm at that level yet. I might, but not now. For now, I base my swatches based on the actual set that I got. So if I get a full set of grays, it's gonna go in here. But I just want to swatch these. Alright, so here is the page for the Kraft paper, and I'm just going to swatch the reds and greens. So yeah, I'm gonna leave you with the footage. The reds look beautiful. They do dry a little lighter than they are once you first swatch them, but they are very beautiful. Now we're gonna swatch the greens. Alright, so this is these 2 sets swatched on toned tan paper. They look a little different than how they are swatched on Kraft paper that is usually used for bullet journals. But yeah, the greens performed a little worse than the reds, but I'm not really sure if I'm gonna use any of these in a brown paper notebook. But yeah, here is a close-up, but I want to number them first. So I'm gonna go from A to I think, with the capital letters for this 2 sets, because why not? I have multiple of the grays, so I'm just gonna pull them at random. This is not the original way. I think, I'm not sure which one got mixed up, but one of them fell off my desk and I don't have the original color order, but that doesn't matter. All that matters is that I have a reference for future me. So I'm just gonna put it right there. I hope that's clear, but basically something to signify this color. And I hope it doesn't, you know, tarnish or rips or something. So we got A done, and I'm just gonna put on a video and do the swatches. I'm gonna go ahead and label these pens as well before I get to swatching, using A to I as well. I'm also placing the letter differently. So in the first one I put it sort of like vertically with the pen, I guess, but this time I put it horizontally with the writing to see if in use I prefer one over the other, and then I can adopt that for the rest of my labeling. Okay, so both sets are numbered or labeled. I'm gonna add the headers, also the letters A through to I, and get to swatching. And I'm gonna start with the reds. This is a So here is the reds and the greens. As expected, this is my favorite green. This is an exact match to what I like. I need this pen in every color formula or whatever. Not every color, but every pen formula, I guess. So yeah, I want to let them dry for a second because this is still a little wet. And then I'm not sure. Oh, so I did prepare swatches for these. I'm gonna do that right now, and then I'm gonna do the water-based markers. So let me just put this here so that we can get to this. So for now, I've put these brush pens in with the Tombos, but once I get more of these sets, I will have a separate page for them. But for now, they're good. I still like to have my grays together so that I can compare on the same page. So yeah, we're gonna go back to this. Nothing smudged. Perfect. I'm just gonna label them and then we can get to swatching these pens. And here is my swatches on white paper, the gel pens and the other gel pens. And then if we go back a couple of pages, the water-based markers. Now I'm gonna take a little break, go ahead and add all of the headers, and then we will swatch on gray paper, followed closely with black. Apparently, I don't have a page prepped for the greens and reds. I ran out of the pages cut to fit into this notebook, as is the case with the tan paper. So I am going to cut more pages, definitely include the swatches on the tan paper in this video because I am using Kraft paper, so it makes sense to have the swatches and show them to you. The grays I might not prioritize because these are a lot of pens to swatch on 4 different paper colors, so I will definitely swatch them on gray paper, but I'm gonna prioritize the paper color that I am currently using. But we can get started. So back to the Tombow or gray page with the water-based markers. I will have to test second line highlighting with these brush pens because if they work, that would be great because this color is a perfect second line highlighting on gray paper type of color. Alright, so all that is left is to swatch them on black paper, and I have the areas ready here for only the gel pens because these won't show up, although I'm interested to see if the black does show up on black paper because I have black markers that do that. So I'm gonna open to the page that I swatched immediately after I got these pens, which is this one. I just want to see. Oh, it does. Oh, perfect. I'm gonna check on this periodically to see if it fades, but I love this. I love using black on black or white on white, gray on gray, tan on tan, whatever. I like doing that. So I'm really happy to know that, because at first I wasn't really impressed with the black brush pen. I have a lot of those, but now I'm very impressed. So whatever formula this is, I'm gonna get a few just for the black. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and letter these. So I labeled them, but I accidentally wrote brush pens here. I might go and black it out and write gel pens, or I might leave it. Honestly, I, for the most part, do not look at the titles as much as I look for the colors, so it's fine. We're gonna get to swatching. So I have all of the gel pens swatched, and the bottom row performs the worst on black paper. They are very streaky, but that is basically the case with gel pens. Like jelly rolls do this, and these do too, and I'm not planning on using these to fill in larger areas like this. I am more so planning to use them for lettering, and I would like to test that just very quickly to see if my theory is supported by practice, I guess. So I'm gonna get this page and I'm just gonna write the brand name. And then I'm gonna do some faux calligraphy, because that's usually how I like to letter. So yeah, it letters just fine. So my theory works. I'm gonna do the same now to the reds and greens, and they will streak, I think. And I did look into getting the greens and the reds in like this formula or this one, but they simply don't create the entire 9 shades, and the ones I like from the 9 shades are not included in the 6 shades they offer in this formula, so I'm not gonna get them. But I do need to add the headers, so I will say I prefer having the like letters for each pen horizontally with the writing, I guess, because then it's easier for me to read when I'm actually holding the pen like this. But yeah, that is for future me to take note of. So these definitely swatched better than the grayscale ones, but I sort of went at it differently. So I'm segmenting the square into 4 smaller squares, and that seems better for using these pens. So filling smaller areas is possible with them. They don't streak as much. I would also like to come back maybe tomorrow and test if these will layer, because with the jelly rolls, for example, I know those don't layer well. The ball point of the pen will just scrape off the gel that is already on the page, and I immediately disproved my earlier statement because this did streak. despite me segmenting it 4 ways. So I guess it depends on the color. Alright, so here we have all of the pens swatched, and as I said, they are a little streaky and not even. This one did very well, these two as well, the others got streaky. My favorite color works well on black paper, so that is exciting. Some of these colors look very similar, like the A, C, and H are almost exactly the same, or the A and H are the same, the B and the G are very similar. So I don't mind. I'm not going to use black paper anytime soon, I think, or I don't think, because now I'm using Kraft paper and I have a couple of new paper colors in mind if I can make them happen, and then afterwards I might go to gray before I go back to black. But yeah, that was all of these new pens swatched on white paper, gray paper, tan paper, and black paper. I will have them linked below and take a look, see if they are affordable. They are available on Amazon, Temu, and Shein. But because my sister was ordering some stationery stuff off of Shein, I just got them from there. And yeah, I really like these pens. I have a great impression so far, and for what I'm going to use them for, they are great. But if you buy this set expecting it to perform like the acrylic gel pens plus, they are not going to do that, which I opened to a bad page because these streaked here for some reason. But if we say them on the gray paper, they did amazing. So yeah, I'm really happy and I'm really excited about the black of this working on black paper. I'm gonna check on it, and yes, it's still visible, which is very exciting. Before I let you go, I'm just gonna mention really quickly where the paper of this notebook is from. So the black paper is from the Rocco black sketch pad. The gray paper is from the Strathmore toned gray sketchbook. The white paper is from the Rocco white sketch pad, and then the tan paper is from the toned tan sketchbook from Strathmore. And then I also have cream paper, which I have used in my bullet journal a couple of times, so I would draw on this paper and glue it in. This is the paper that came with the notebook, but yeah, I did not swatch it because it's not a priority. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Stay tuned to see how I use these pens throughout the year in various ways for various themes. Thank you so much again, and I will see you in the next one.